Welcome to 3D Amazon FBA. Today I'm going to show you guys how to use Tactical Arbitrage. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't make any money if you guys sign up for Tactical Arbitrage, just to let you guys know. So for those of you that don't know, Tactical Arbitrage is basically scanning software. So I'll tell, say Target, for example, I'm going to scan Target. Say I want to look for toys, and then you select which group of toys you want it to scan. You tell it, you give it your tax information. If you have any discounts, you give them your discounts. You tell them what sales rank you want to see, and the parameters, what's your minimum profits, and all that stuff. And it will scan looking for price differentials. So if it finds, say this bottle of water, for example, sells for $1 on Target, and it sells for $12 on Amazon, it'll let you know, and it'll say, oh, you'll make $6 or whatever on this bottle of water, and and then you can go through and decide if you want to pick the item. So I'm going to give you guys a complete walkthrough of everything that I would do, as of today, doing Tactical Arbitrage. Especially if you're scanning toys, you want to verify whether or not it has a compliance letter, so I'm going to show you guys all of that. So this might be a fairly lengthy video. So to speed this along, let's get going on this. Sorry about that. But all right, so when you sign up for Tactical Arbitrage, this is the screen it takes you to. So product search is when you actually go to search, and view data is where you go to view the data of what Tactical Arbitrage scanned for you. I don't use any of these other things. I have just a basic membership. So let's do this. So first you want to pick your website. Like I said, I'm going to do Target because I wanted to show you guys what you should do to scan toys. So let's look at Target. So before I move into this, I'm sorry. So you have title, image, and UPC. So whenever it's scanning Target, it's scanning actual barcode numbers and looking for differences on the barcode number itself. For title image, it's looking for website or items with the same title or the same picture. It's not as accurate, but it works. It still works. You just have to be a little bit more diligent to make sure it is the same item. But that's the difference. Is title image is going to compare the title and or the image for the products, and Target scans the actual barcode. Okay, so let's scroll down to toys. So you hit this little arrow and it'll give you like subdivisions of toys. So say you want to scan action figures and play sets. Just scroll down. Say board games is something you might want to scan. I'm going to skip puzzles. You say stuffed animal. I've heard that puzzles get all the compliance letters, so we're not going to do puzzles. So just for this video, I'm going to do 28 categories. I typically just scan the whole department when it's that low. You can add up to 500 subcategories. Is the max that you can scan. So now that you pick that out, you have to hit add to bulk, and it brings it over here. You can see 28 out of 50. So now you scroll down, and these are the parameters you set. So if you have a store discount, say if you have a 10% coupon, you put 10%. I don't use Rakuten as far as the cash back rewards. I use Rakuten whenever I go to make my purchases. I'll drop a link down below if you guys aren't on Rakuten. It's a cash back site. I just got like a $170 check like last week. And if you have like a gift card, you can put like a gift card percentage. So say you have a 5% store discount. Say Rakuten's giving you 1% and you don't have a gift card. It'll subtract this from the price. So if something was $1, it would scan for 94 cents because you have a 6% discount. So down here, you put your sales tax. So if you use a prep center in Oregon or you live in Oregon, and there's one other state I forget that doesn't have sales tax, you would leave this blank. If I lived in LA, I'd put, I think LA is at 925 or whatever the case may be. Where I live, it's 8.25. So I go with 8.25 for sales tax. So next, this is items you don't want to see. So for toys, I typically do 200,000 and below. So I have it set for 200,000. So if something is 2001 rank, it shouldn't populate the item. But if it's 199,000 or the number is lower, it'll populate it. Okay, so if it says remove if estimated sales are less than, I leave that blank because I use Keepa as well. But say you want to make sure it sells 50, at least 50 a month, then you'd put in 50. I personally leave it blank. If you want minimal competition, you'd say remove if the number of sellers less than, say, 1 or whatever, or more than 5. So you'd only compete with people or items that have between 1 and 5 sellers. Again, I don't use that. I don't really worry about competition, honestly. Remove third-party sellers from results. I don't want to deal with third-party sellers, especially if you get IP complaints or anything like that. They might not take your receipt because you can't guarantee authenticity. But if you get it directly from Target or Walmart or GameStop or whatever, you can guarantee ethnicity. So I always want to deal with only the company I'm scanning and not third-party sellers. I don't want to sell oversized products if you don't want to sell it. Out-of-stock products, of course, some people I've seen want to see everything so they can put email me when the stuff gets in stock. I just want to deal with what I can look at today. If it has no weight or size data, that typically means it hasn't been sold FBA before. I don't worry about that. I don't mind competing with Amazon. It is a case-by-case scenario, so I don't really worry about this either. If you're worried about reviews or, because, we're at the beginning of the Christmas season as far as stores getting toys in, and the sales ranks could not be accurate. So if you want to make sure it has reviews, so I don't want to see nothing without 20 reviews or more, you can put that in there. If you worry about ratings, like say I want 4-star ratings or better, you can put that in this box. I don't worry about that stuff. If you don't want to source $2 items, or if you don't want to go over say $20 is your comfort zone, you input that here. And the same with the Amazon. So I leave all this blank. The only thing I check is the sales rank, third-party sellers, and if it's out of stock. So next, source titles. So for example, if you can't sell LOL surprise, remove words from title from LOL surprise, and it won't populate that branded item. I leave all this blank because I always request, even Starbucks and stuff, I'm sure I'm not ever going to get ungated in automatically, but I check it every time anyways, because you'll never know. So cost fees. So if you're sending stuff to a prep center and a prep center charges you 50 cents an item, you put 50 cents here and it will automatically add that to the price of the item. So again, if this water bottle is $1, say with sales tax 8%, so it's up to $1.08, and then the prep center is 50 cents, it'll say this bottle is $1.58, would be the buy cost. It automatically adds that price to your item. Prep oversized item, if it's more expensive, prep centers will charge the bundle stuff, so you add that in. If you want, I don't worry about cost of ship to Amazon, but it costs me about a quarter an item, 20 to 25 cents, because I ship heavy stuff. You can add that in there. I don't worry about all that personally, but you can add all of this to the cost of the product if you wanted to be more specific, which is actually a big benefit, especially if you use prep centers. So now, profit or ROI. So I have mine set currently for $2.50%. So if something's going to make $1.99, it will not populate. If an item costs me $4 and I'll make, or say it costs $5, but I'll make $2, it won't populate because it'd only be 40% ROI. So I have specific data here. You do want to put something here, or else literally every single item that scans will show up. You know, some people, their threshold's like $4, or you don't mind selling something that's 30% ROI. You can change the parameters to whatever suits your business model. And then other filters, I don't mess with nothing here. You know, also show no match found. To me, that's just a lot more work because you'd be typing in or copy and pasting item titles into Amazon. I mean, this could be helpful though, because there are times people do not use proper UPC codes. But if you don't mind doing the extra work, you know, you can check these. If you want to see Amazon out of stock results, you know, but I don't check any of this stuff. I just leave it alone. So then you just hit search, and then it takes a second for it to start going and take you to the next screen. Okay, let's hurry up. Okay, sorry. So here it's showing you your progress. It's going to have 28 rows. It's telling me this first bulk row is on the first page. Scan 3 items, 8 items, and it'll continue to count. So while this is scanning, I'm going to stop recording. And when it's done scanning, I'm going to show you what to do next. Here, you can tell they're different toys. So we'll move on because no point in looking any further at that one. But if you wanted to purchase it, if it was the same toy, that would be something worth looking at to purchase. So here we go, Gabby's Dollhouse Bakery with Cakey Kitchen. With figure, okay, this, we'll have to look closely if it's something we want to buy. So again, I'm not affiliated with any of this stuff, but the box that shows up here is Rev Seller. I really like it. It saves me a bunch of time. Sometimes it takes a minute to populate, but this is Rev Seller. It's like $100 a year, and you only pay for it once a year. So here we go. It's going for $31.99. Sells incredibly fast. It's going to sell several dozen a day at this sales rank, maybe a few dozen, but it's going to sell quite a bit. So going for $31.99. So $16.23 is the going price. It's barely 30% ROI, $5.15 or $5.15 profit. It is selling many, many times over. So looking at this, it might be worth purchasing just because it's going to sell so fast. You know, but you can look here. Amazon sells it for $14.99, and the price does go up. Amazon does seem like they do get it in stock for long periods of time, but they're still been sold out more or less for the last couple weeks. Well, maybe say 10 days. And they've got it in stock and sold out almost immediately. The higher price doesn't seem to affect the sales rank at all, which is good. But I personally wouldn't buy it because we're heading into Q4. Amazon's probably going to get like 1,000 of these, and then you're stuck with the inventory for a long time. So if you wanted to compare further, because the description says, you know, you get figure, 3 accessories, 3 furnitures, and 2 deliveries. So you do want to make sure it is the same toy. So this looks like it is the same toy. You know, if you're willing to risk it, you know, risk dealing with Amazon and holding on to it for a long time, this is something worth looking into. I personally wouldn't do it because I don't think it's really worth it for that much profit to pay storage for potentially months. Because Amazon does do that sometimes. They'll get like 1,000 of something, and then you're just kind of stuck for 2 months with the product. So next we have Toy Story 6-piece figure. I've seen these in the store and didn't buy them. So let's go here. Excuse me. I do believe this is the same toy. So this one is, the sales rank has been about the same. You can see the third-party average is $27. So the price has gone up. Actually, it doesn't look like the price has gone up. Oh, $26.99. And then this person at $26.99 sold out. And now Merchant Fulfilled's got it for $37.99. So if it were me, I would price it at $26.99. By the time you get the product and it gets into Amazon, you're looking at 2 weeks. So that's me being careful. I would price it $26.99. And here it's $16.23 with tax. So $16.23. So I personally would not purchase this item because I would be concerned that this dude's going to get it in stock. Now, if you don't mind the risk and don't mind breaking even on something, this is worth looking into. Again, it's up to your own risk assessment of what you purchase. I personally would pass because of the pricing history, but who knows, that other guy could be completely sold out. Plus Target does have the rewards program. So if you have $10 or $20 that they owe you to make purchases with, then that's again something you should look at. So Melissa and Doug, they're really hard to get ungated in. Even with an authorized seller invoice, I wasn't able to get ungated in them. So we'll skip it, and this will be the last thing we look at. So this is a G.I. Joe. This is definitely the same figure. You can see the pose is the same, their outfit's the same, and all of that. $24.89 was the price. So we'll wait for the box to show up here. So $24.89. This looks like a promising lead. Let's make sure the price, $24.89. Because you see 22 sellers are on it. They haven't dropped the price at all. Incredible sales rank at 28,000. So you can see the price is slowly dropping. It sold for as much as $139 at one point. Looks like it even sold back here for $254 because you can see that dude sold out, and it didn't sell for that price, excuse me. And then once the price started dropping, it started selling, but this is slowly dropping in price. And it's actually went up a little bit. You can see it's at 42. Now it's back up to $46.99. This is totally worth purchasing from everything that I'm seeing. Again, it does look like people are willing to drop the price a little bit, but at the current price, it is worth buying. And again, I'm skipping on it because I get about 100 views on a video, and you're going to be potentially 100 people that watch this might go and buy this toy. So if you want to purchase it, again, it's on your own risk assessment of the situation, but they do have it available for shipping. Target has you limited to one only, so that they do that from time to time if it's a hot toy. But this is worth purchasing. So even if you want to, sometimes what I do with Target is if I see something like this that I want to buy, I'll purchase it. And then next time I buy something from Target online, I'll purchase the same toy again, the same toy again, just keep buying one at a time as I'm allowed to. So that is something that I have done many times from Target. Target's not very reseller friendly. So, do that with caution. I wouldn't do it multiple times a day personally, because again, you don't want to trigger their reports or however they do it for being resellers. So just now that you've picked on a toy, let me show you guys what to do now, because you do want to make sure this is not a compliance situation. So to make it simple, because I don't want to show you guys my whole account on Amazon. So you take your phone, or you add it as a merchant fulfilled item. So let me scan this. So if you want, you can see on there where it says sell, you add it to there to sell, and you go through the motions, and then you go look to make sure if it's compliant. I don't recommend buying stuff online if it's a toy to make sure you want to make sure it's compliant before you purchase it. Then you tie up your money until you return the product. So add it through Merchant Fulfilled on your phone, and then go and check to make sure it doesn't need a compliance letter, because you don't want to get stuck with that headache I got 2 strikes on my account for a toy I sent in that I didn't know needed the compliance letter, and the toys didn't even hit the warehouse yet. So that's kind of frustrating. I got 2 accounts or 2 strikes on my account for that. But it is what it is, and they will go away in a few months. But make sure you check if it needs compliance letter before you send anything in, especially these new toys, because you really don't know if it's going to hit. I mean, it says it's a year old, but again, who really knows? I've had toys that I sold a year ago that all of a sudden need compliance letters. I've had toys where I'm competing with Amazon that needed compliance letters. So just be very careful with that, because you don't want to deal with that headache or get some strikes on your account. So that's how you guys use tactical arbitrage. I hope you got some good use out of this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Have a good day.